Hey there, guys. All right, so this video, so we've done this thing where we ask you to determine if a point is a solution to a system of equations. So what I've got here, I've got two equations. Now I know that there is exactly one x and exactly one y that'll work for both equations. And what I'm asking is, if I take this x and this y, and plug them into both of these, will it work as a solution for both equations? And if it does, then we're going to say that it's a solution for the system. So here's how we do this. I'm going to leave my x and y over there just so that I don't forget which one's x and which one's y. Now I like to rewrite both equations. So I'm going to start off with 3x plus 5y equals 2. And I'm also going to write the other one, 7x minus 6y equals 16. By the way, this is question number 7 in lesson 42 homework. Okay, so I've got both my equations. Now, all I'm going to do is anywhere that I see an x, I'm going to plug in a 4. Anywhere I see a y, I'm going to plug in a negative 2. So let's do that for the first equation first. So I've got 3, and then I said instead of an x, I'm going to put in a 4. And then I've got a 5, and I said instead of a y, I'm going to put in a negative 2. All right, now we're going to see if this works. So now I just do the math, okay? 3 times 4, well, we know that's 12, okay? And then I've got 5 times negative 2. That's a positive 5 times a negative 2. And remember, a positive times a negative equals a negative. And then I just finished it out by saying equals 2. Now let's see. 12 minus 10 is 2. So now I see, is that true? Is it true that 2 equals 2? Is 2 exactly the same as 2? And I know that seems obvious, but it is, right? So I'm going to put a check mark. A check mark is good, okay? That means that for this equation, for 3x plus 5y equals 2, our point 4, negative 2 is a solution. All right, so we're halfway there. Now I'm going to do the other one, all right? And let's draw a little, I'll draw a little squiggly line so we don't get confused. All right, so I've got my 7, but I said instead of an x, I'm going to put a 4, all right? And then I've got my 6, and I said instead of a y, I put a negative 2. All right, so I've plugged in my numbers. Now I just do my math again, okay? So 7 times 4, that's 28, okay? And now I've got negative 6 times negative 2. Remember, a negative times a negative equals a positive. So negative 6 times negative 2 makes positive 12, okay? And 28 plus 12 says this equals 16. Let's test this thing out. 28 plus 12 is actually 40. And, well, 40 and 16. 40 does not equal 16, okay? And the way we would denote that is we put a little line, okay? So that equal sign doesn't work. What I do is I put a big X down here, okay? So I've got a check mark and an X. Now, if I don't have two check marks, then the point is not a solution for the system. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a big no over here. If I had had 2 check marks, I would put a yes, but because I don't have 2 check marks, I put a no. 1 check mark is not enough. It has to be 2 check marks. All right, and that's how we determine if a point is a solution to a system.